Welcome to another episode of Focus Knob. Today I got a great flashlight review for you today. This one comes from Sofirn. Once again, thank you to Sofirn for sending me this. This is their latest mini thrower flashlight. This is the model's SR12, capable of a max of 1450 lumens and a throw of 396 meters. That's roughly 430 yards. Let's get this thing open. Very nice box. I'm getting used to this Sofirn nice box. I like that. I always appreciate a nice box. You got the manual. You got your lanyard and two O-rings, replacement O-rings. You got your USB-C charging cable and the flashlight itself. And they always include these readme tag to remind users to remove the safety tab inside the battery that prevents it from turning on accidentally during shipment. And some people forget to do that and complain that, hey, their flashlight doesn't work, and then they return it. So let's do that. Remove the safety tab. So you've got your standard Sofirn rechargeable 18650 3000 milliamp hour battery. This pretty much comes with most of the Sofirn flashlights I've reviewed. So there we go. Nice beautiful threads, square cut threads, nicely greased. And feels nice and smooth. Yeah, that's a good cut thread. Beautiful looking flashlight. So it's roughly 4 inches, I would say, in length and about 1 inch in width. So pretty small flashlight. It's about the same size as the previous Sofirn flashlight that I reviewed, the HS42. This one is just a tiny bit thicker, but it's the same battery size, so it's roughly the same length. Beautiful cut knurlings on the side. Doesn't feel aggressive, but it's got a good grip to it. You got a reverse clip, belt clip, so you could clip that to your belt, or use the reverse and clip it to whatever object, your hat, your shirt. And you got your loop for your lanyard. So this is a mini thrower from Sofirn. Check out that LED emitter. You got your USB-C charging port. So right now I've got it set to smooth ramping. So it's going from low to high. Very fast ramp. And if I want to switch it to the step ramp while it's turned on, I just press the button 4 times very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. It does its blink. And now it's in step ramp mode. Okay, so let's go over the different modes. I don't believe this thing came with the Android firmware. It's just your standard Sofirn user interface, which is similar enough to the Android that you'll get used to it very quickly. It's pretty simple. So this flashlight does have a lock mode. Once the flashlight is turned off, pressing the button 4 times very quickly will enable the lock mode. 1, 2, 3, 4. It does its blink, and every time you press the button, it does its blink to tell you that it's locked. And in order to unlock it, press the button 4 times quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it turns on. And now, if you want to go to the moonlight mode, which is the lowest lumens output, you press and hold the button when it's off. Now it's in moonlight mode, which is 1 lumens, the lowest output. And going into standard mode. So right now this is in eco mode at 10 lumens. Pressing the button and holding it will switch modes. This is the low mode at 100 lumens. Pressing and holding again goes into medium mode at 350 lumens. Pressing and holding it once again goes into high mode at 800 lumens, which is bright enough. And double clicking will send to turbo mode, 1, 2, at 1450 lumens, almost 1500 lumens, and it's blindingly bright. So let me switch back to low mode. There we go. And it does have the strobe mode, which is not my favorite mode. So you triple click the button, 1, 2, 3. We'll send it to stroke. I almost said stroke. Strobe mode. And that's it. Pretty simple interface. You'll quickly remember it or memorize it. All right, let's send it outside and test it out in the real world and see how it does. Even though this has a nice tight hot spot, it still has a good amount of spill. So it's still good for close-up work. So it's not 100% thrower like a laser flashlight would be. And this is definitely not my typical flashlight. I usually like a more flood beam pattern, flood beam to medium throw, because I do most of my work close up. I don't really look for something 200, 400 yards away. So this is the path I usually take when I do my flashlight tests. So this flashlight has a really tight beam, good thrower. That tree is about, I'd say 30 yards away. And so this field, there's to the right is a valley or a wash about 30 yards down. So when it rains, all the rainwater washes down here, and the flashlight spot is picking it up, but the spill doesn't reach all the way down there. So that tree is about maybe 40 yards away. That's about 40 yards down there. And you can just catch the spill just right directly in front of me. That rock is about 10 feet away from me. So the spill doesn't reach that far out. Although that could be my camera. It looks darker on camera than it is in person. So this flashlight is capable of 1500 lumens of illumination, which is a nice balance of brightness and runtime. And I find that for a flashlight this small, this size, 1500 lumens is pretty much a good max for it, so that it doesn't overheat. You can still hold it comfortably. Once you reach 2000 lumens and up, it's gonna start getting hot. Like within a minute, it's gonna be super hot, uncomfortable to hold, especially the head of the flashlight. So 1500 lumens I find is a good balance. Another thing about human vision is that our light sensitivity is not linear, it's logarithmic. So the difference between 1500 lumens and 2000 lumens won't be that substantial. Some people might not even notice it, or even jumping to 3000 lumens. So you would think from 1500 lumens to 3000 lumens, it would be twice as bright to the human eye, but for humans, it's barely going to be bright. It would seem like it's maybe just 10% bright. And the light color is 6000 Kelvin, which is about neutral white. I prefer a more warmer tone, around 5000 Kelvin, but this is okay. I feel that the 5000 Kelvin temperature gives a more natural green color to the trees, to the leaves, and the grass. At 6000 Kelvin, it looks a bit harsh to my eyes, at least. I can't complain too much. At least it's not blue light. Blue light is horrendous. This flashlight is thermally regulated. At around 55 degrees Celsius, it will start attenuating the lumen's output in order to protect itself from overheating. It's not so bad in the winter as it keeps your hands warm, but in the summer, I would imagine it's gonna get uncomfortably hot and the flashlight will start attenuating its lumen's output, or you'll have to turn it down manually. Later, I'll be testing just how long can the flashlight sustain that 1500 lumens of output and how hot does it get. Running for just a few minutes in turbo mode, the flashlight does feel hot. Not extremely hot, but noticeable. Considering its small size, I don't think this flashlight can sustain that 1500 lumens for more than a few minutes. There is no substitute to thermal mass. If you want a sustained high lumens output, you'll need a bigger flashlight with high thermal mass, or have an integrated fan in the flashlight to help keep it cool. Using my light integration apparatus, I measured some lumens output, run times, and temperature on turbo, high, and medium. Here's the chart for the first 5 minutes of runtime. Turbo reached nearly 1500 lumens initially and slowly goes down to around 800 lumens after 2 minutes of runtime, and temperature reached a max of almost 45 degrees Celsius at the 5-minute mark. In high mode, it started out at around 800 lumens and barely went down for the first 5 minutes of runtime, and temperature reached about 48 degrees Celsius at the 5-minute mark. You may notice that the temperature was higher in high mode than in turbo mode. That's because I tested at different days and the ambient temperature when I was testing the high mode was a bit higher. Medium mode started at around 380 lumens and pretty much stayed that way for the first 5 minutes, and it reached a max temperature of 28 degrees Celsius at the 5-minute mark. And here's the chart for the full run times. Interestingly, turbo and high mode have nearly identical run times and lasted for about 2 hours. Interestingly, once again, turbo and high mode temperatures were nearly identical, reaching nearly 60 degrees Celsius, which is alarming considering this flashlight is supposed to be thermally regulated at 55 degrees Celsius. It's supposed to start attenuating the lumen's output to lower the temperature. The ambient temperature when I was testing the high mode was around 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 25 degrees Celsius. This flashlight likes to run at 380 lumens. Look at the sustained output in medium mode, which lasted nearly 5 hours, and temperature barely reached 40 degrees Celsius. That's more like it. And there you have it, another great flashlight from Sofirn, the SR12, their latest mini little thrower. Good build quality and decent run times, although I wish the 1500 lumens lasted a bit longer. The sustained output of over 700 lumens for several hours is great. Be mindful of the temperature if you're going to be using the flashlight for over an hour, especially if you're outside in the summer and the ambient temperature is over 75 degrees Fahrenheit. If I piqued your interest and you'd like one for yourself, please consider going through the Amazon link I posted down below. I earn a little bit of commission by using that link. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up to let others know this is good stuff. And if you didn't like it, comment down below and let me have it. Also subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified of any future videos that I release. You'll be the first to know. Okay, until next time, see ya.